Our delegates from Western New York have a lot of pull at the Republican National Convention. My co-anchor News 4's Teresa Weekly talked to our local delegates. She joins us from Cleveland.
Good morning. We have talked to the delegates representing Republican voters in Western New York about their excitement leading up to this week for the Republican National Convention. These delegates, for many of them, it's their first time being at a convention. For others, they're veterans. Either way, they all have more influence than you might expect for one area of New York State. Carl Palladino has a way of making his presence known, which he plans to do at the Republican National Convention this week as a delegate.
I'm very open-minded. I'm a battler, so they'll know I'm there. It's just the way I am.
He was one of the first people to get on board with Trump 1 year ago and traveled with him as chairman of the state campaign.
We have a lot to say. I think the primary effort that we did in New York, Donald Trump was very, very proud of it and so happy. We won 60% of the vote, and it very much pleased him. And he looks at this area as his home.
Those results could come into play as we move towards the general election. Another first-time convention delegate agrees.
I haven't. This is my first. I'm pretty excited about it.
New York State Assemblyman David DiPietro sees this as a once-in-a-lifetime event.
We're very proud to be Republicans in the Erie County and Western New York area, because we at this election, we're major players, and it's not going to happen again.
The chairman of the Erie County Republican Party thinks the role he and others have played will give us more access to the White House under a Trump administration.
In the next Congress, if Donald Trump is the President of the United States, Chris Collins is going to have an enormous role and an enormous bridge to the White House, to the House of Representatives. So that's big for Western New York, because if there's a key issue that Western New York needs to get accomplished, that the President can address, Chris Collins is going to be able to make that call.
It's a political revolution that we're encountering right now, and we're going to be talking about this for a long time to come. We'll be talking to our grandchildren about it and telling them we were part of this.
If you have any question about the type of influence these delegates have for Western New York, well, we'll explain it to you with one picture. You'll see later today where the New York delegation is sitting inside the Q, Quicken Loans Arena, where all the events are happening here this week. When you see how close they are to the stage, you'll understand the kind of influence they have in representing Western New York. We'll have much more of that throughout the week. In Cleveland, Teresa Weekly, News 4 Wake Up.
All right, Teresa, we hope you're following Teresa and reporter Dave Graber on Twitter and on Facebook. They're posting all kinds of wonderful insight